All right, folks. So here's another one I want you guys to take a look at. Again, in this series, I'm doing exposing the truth about who Israel really is. Again, this isn't an anti Semite thing, this is a pro truth thing. And we need to understand um, how we've been lied to and what's going on. And this isn't stuff you're going to see on Fox News or any kind of mainstream media. And this isn't a left wing or right wing thing or Republican liberal thing. This is a right, wrong, truth thing. Okay. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate Jews. What I hate is evil, even my own evil. I have to look at my own life and assess it every day. But we have been lied to, folks. The Christian church has been lied to, and it's time to wake up. And I believe God is doing that, and you're seeing this more and more. So anyway, take a look.
All right, so we have a video that Harrison Smith has put together. It doesn't include any commentary. It's not him trying to piece things together. It's literally just a bunch of Jewish elites, politicians, billionaires, fill in the blank, in their words, what they're saying, not just their plan of what they will do, but a plan that's already well underway, things that they are actually doing. We're going to show this video. It's gone super viral. It already has like 7 million plus views. And so we want to show it. It's about 14 minutes in length. And we're going to come back because we actually have Harrison in person live in the studio with us. And I want to just ask him some questions, pick his brain, and get the commentary that the video doesn't actually include. So we'll show the video, but now because we have Harrison here, I want to say, all right, what are some of your conclusions, takeaways? What do you think this video actually conveys, and what should we do about it? So here's the viral video that Harrison Smith put together.
I think there's another revolution coming. I tend to steer it along with the achievement of a broader peace. When history is within reach.
So what Israel is fighting here is not merely a seven-front war, but an eight-front war.
For the Jews against Rome.
Rome and Jerusalem clashed over values with a great tragedy for the Jewish people.
Well, we lost that one. We have to win the next one.
But the new Rome, the United States,
The Jews against Rome.
We stopped playing defense and have moved to offense.
The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well.
Okay, folks, hold on a second. Did you hear what he said there? The United States is the new Rome. Listen very carefully to some of the things that's being said.
We need the kind of genius that manufactured Apollo gold pagers and infiltrated Hezbollah for over a decade to prepare for this battle.
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media.
Because the next war will be decided based on how Israel and its allies perform online as much as offline.
This is the eighth front, the disinformation campaign.
It is actually this eighth front where our enemies believe they can actually defeat the Jewish state.
This is the kind of ingenuity and inventiveness that have always been a hallmark of the state of Israel, that have always been a characteristic of the Jewish people. I know we can do it.
A lot of this is done with money.
Invested billions and billions of dollars in the information battlefield.
Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster.
We prohibit harmful stereotypes about Jewish people, such as claims that Jews control financial, political, or media institutions.
You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them.
We monitor them online, social media, messaging apps, video games, cryptocurrency,
Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters,
podcasts.
By the way, folks, I would fall into that category under Mark Levin's description. I would be a Jew hater and probably called a Nazi. Folks, this is what they do simply if you disagree with them. Oh, you're a Nazi. You're a Jew hater. It's intellectually lazy, and it's a cop-out. This is what a lot of people do. I mean, you see it all the time. If I don't agree with what a black man does, well, then I'm racist. No, not all black people agree with that. There's a lot of black people like, yeah, that's foolish. Okay. Same with any race. You have this inside society people that they don't really have an argument. They just want what they want. And if you disagree with it, I have this with liberals all the time. Okay. You're a racist, bigot, homophobe if you disagree with what they want. Okay. Give us what we want. We have the right to have what we want. And if you disagree, you're fill in the blank. Okay. Israel's doing the same thing, folks. If you disagree with them on, and America's bought into it, if you disagree with them on anything they do, if you say, well, you did attack, this thing, or you attacked Lebanon, or you attacked Hamas. Well, they attacked us first, but you attacked them first. Okay. They're retaliating to your retaliation. See, it's a big cycle. It's like somewhere it's got to stop, and there's a perpetration that, these people want to wipe them out and they're never going to stop. They're never going to stop because Israel's never going to stop either. Israel wants to expand their borders. Okay. There's a lot of those little clues in here.
Video, Wikipedia, LLM.
American haters, Churchill haters.
We monitor these people and we share the intelligence with the FBI.
You think your stupid little podcast is going to change the world like hell it is?
Social media. This is the new.
By the way, folks, I'm sorry, but Mark Levin, you guys talk about Candace Owens, and I don't follow Candace Owens. I've seen clips. I think she's a little out there too. But Mark Levin hates. Same with Ben Shapiro. I'm sorry, these guys have gone off the rails, and you're starting to see the true Kabbalism behind this. Whether it's they're actually knowing they're doing it or not, you're seeing it start to create. They hate anyone that disagrees with them or puts anything out that might question. How dare you question Israel, the chosen people of God? No, you were the chosen people of God. You're not anymore. And this isn't replacement theology, folks. It's just Jesus says it himself. Like I said, Enoch and I lay it out in our 2-hour-long video that we do. Okay. They had their chance. They basically told Jesus to pound sand. They told their Messiah to pound sand. God said, okay.
You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged Nazi.
We do not allow Holocaust denial and distortion.
And the most important purchase that is going on right now is
TikTok.
TikTok, number one.
She said, I'm sorry, that lady, we do not allow. Well, it's called freedom of speech. I mean, I don't agree with it, but how do you not allow it? I mean, I guess if you have your own private platform, you can choose what you want to allow on there or not, like if it's a Facebook page or something. But people have the right. Hate speech, unfortunately, is free speech, folks. Hate to say it.
Every 30 minutes that someone watches TikTok, they become 17% more anti-Semitic.
So you have TikTok just smashing our young people's brains all day long with video of carnage in Gaza.
Okay, do you see what they're doing there, folks? Do you not see the counter psyop? How you're seeing, and this is the thing, you can't hide the lies anymore like you used to. Okay? Because we have social media. We have video, and they hate it. They're mad, right? They are so pissed off right now that there's TikTok videos showing the carnage that Israel is doing in Gaza. Okay? That it's not just tit for tat equal retribution. They go above and beyond. There's stuff that Israeli soldiers have done. They take pot shots at people. They kill innocent children. Okay? And Enoch and I talk about this towards the end of our podcast a little bit about October 7th. Folks, that whole thing was set up, okay, by Israeli deep state so that they had a reason to go to war against Iran and to go in and start wiping out Hamas so they could expand their borders, go to war with Iran. Okay, they're willing to sacrifice almost 2,000 of their own people brutally. So they have a reason. Do not think for 1 second that whether Netanyahu knew about it directly or not, that they did not know that was going to happen, folks. Okay. And there's things by proxy. All these governments and leaderships set things up so they're not involved directly. They have plausible deniability. George Bush, I don't think he knew 9/11 was going to happen, even though there was indicators of it. I think the CIA did, though. The CIA knew. And they knew, and Donald Rumsfeld and Dick Cheney, they knew. I think they kept it from Bush because he had to have plausible deniability. He had to play the part. I really believe that he was shocked when it happened. Okay. You put the people in place that are going to do what you need them to do. Okay. And a lot of times a figurehead is just a puppet here, just a puppet anyway. But you put the right people in the right place to do what you want them to do without you knowing they're doing it, then you have plausible deniability. Okay. That's what happened with Netanyahu and the state of Israel with their October 7th. Okay. They allowed that to happen by proxy and through channels. Okay. Don't think for 1 second they didn't.
Because anything that we try to say to them, they are hearing it through this wall of carnage, and I sound obscene.
Anti-Zionism,
it's a wall of truth.
It's just Jew hatred.
We made a change.
We updated our policies
to designate the use of the term Zionist,
to recognize that the term Zionist
as a proxy for a protected attribute
can be used as a proxy for Jews and Israelis
as hate speech.
Why can't Israel be doing some sort of, counterintelligence?
Right now, the ADL is co-writing Sunday school curriculum.
Information warfare like this.
It's building the technology to train the LLMs more effectively.
Like psychological operations in America.
As part of a robust framework to combat anti-Semitism, we...
Wait, hold on. That's exactly what they did with Epstein, folks. That's exactly what they did. Epstein was completely set up by Israel, okay? Groomed, put in here to get leverage on the United States and the UK, okay? And it's starting to come out. That's why there's a big part of why I don't think Trump wanted, when he actually got full control and saw how the sausage was made, I think it's like, we got to pull this back a minute, because this could blow the top off things that we're working on. So listen to what she says. Let me rewind that a little bit again.
Logical operations in America.
As part of a robust framework to combat anti-Semitism, we have industry-leading policies designed with the safety of the Jewish community in mind.
You're right. We control the media. So what are you going to do about it?
Well, you hear
that?
You're
going to bitch on Twitter? Like, okay. Meanwhile,
there it is, folks. We control the media. It's true, folks. They do. They control the media. They control. That's why they're so upset about TikTok, Instagram, and a lot of these social media outlets, because they can't control them. X, okay, it's blowing the top off them, so they have to say, "Oh, this is all just anti-Semite propaganda." It's the same tired old thing over and over again. No, it's truth, and you're being exposed. And that's why they want to get rid of TikTok. That's why they want to get rid of Instagram. That's why they want to shut these down, because they can't hide anymore what they're doing.
And working with OpenAI, with Alphabet, with Anthropic, with Meta,
folks.
with Microsoft. We are working with them now to train the LLMs.
We also have, I think, over 24 Jewish organizations that are constantly feeding us intelligence and information.
So number one, we measure and track. Number two, we monitor and disrupt. We have a whole apparatus. I have 40 analysts working full-time, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, monitoring extremists.
Did you hear that, folks? They're monitoring anyone that disagrees with them, and they're calling them extremists. This video, they're laying it out for you. They're hiding it in plain sight, folks. Do not think for 1 second that Israel is just this innocent little nation sitting there minding their own business because they haven't done anything wrong.
Monitoring campuses, digital networks, activist groups, and public officials.
We have several PhDs on staff. We have a network of academics and scholars we work with around the country.
I've talked to the leaders of AI in the world, and you ask yourself, there's so many blessings in this. But there could be a curse.
First thing a country needs to do is to unify all of their data so it can be consumed and used by the AI model.
We need to invest in intelligence to understand who are the anti-Semites, who's funding them, what's their plans, who are the leaders. And then once we have that, we can define who is an enemy we can attack.
You have to take all of your healthcare data, your diagnostic data, your genomic data. We have to take all of this data we have in our country and move it into a single, if you
I thought that video was very telling. That's what they're leaving behind. And there's those, well, they should just wipe them all out. Okay. Then wipe them all out, but why don't they? Because they need the endless wars, and they know that the rest of the world would say, Folks, there's so much that's being hidden that it's unreal. Let's see that again. That was a little
network of academics and scholars we work with around the country.
I've talked to the leaders of AI in the world, and you ask yourself, there's so many blessings in this, but there could be a curse.
First thing a country needs to do is to unify all of their data so it can be consumed and used by the AI model.
We need to invest in intelligence to understand who are the anti-Semites, who's funding them, what's their plans, who are the leaders. And then once we have that, we can define who is an enemy we can attack.
Well, that would be me, folks. I'm a target now because I'm disagreeing and I have questions. And I'm laying out biblically and showing the video. They want this stuff gone, folks. I'm now an enemy. What that guy was just talking about is I would classify under that. And those of you who know me, you know I'm none of that. And here's the destruction.
You have to take all of your healthcare data, your diagnostic data, your genomic data. We have to take all of this data we have in our country and move it into a single, if you will, unified data platform.
Once we have all this information, we need to empower and mobilize an ecosystem of many organizations that we can incentivize them to work together, to share, and to fight against our common enemies.
Mobilizing millions of people, of allies that are quietly by our side.
Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
You know, anti-Semites, most of these people running around, we're not going to win their hearts and minds because they don't have hearts and they don't have minds. So, you know, how are we going to, there's no reason to think we're ever going to convince them, but we can deport them, we can put them in jail, we can make their lives miserable, we can cut off their funding.
You've got all these control, like...
Did you hear that, folks? I guess I'm an anti-Semite and I don't have a heart and a mind. And he wants me put in jail because I disagree with the state of Israel. Yet as Christians, we're being taught in our churches that this is what we're supposed to support at all costs. It's time to wake up, folks.
Online going on and on about how, you know, if you try and say anything, if you try and do anything against Jews, they're going to come after you.
We have featured more than 1,000 anti-Semites.
And they're going to destroy you and take away your business, and therefore you have to be really, really scared.
These Jew haters have faced real consequences, including firings, suspensions, and expulsions.
And it's kind of...
Are you picking up on this, folks? I like how he did the video. He's the one gal's going, oh, we would never do, they're just making this up that we would do this, and then showing the video where they're actually doing it. The woman's listing what they're doing. Are you seeing what's going on here, folks?
Kind of starting to become true.
We will shine a light on you that will follow you for the rest of your life. When you look for a job, when you look for a spouse, when you look for a nanny, when you look for anything.
There it is.
And I love that.
There it is, folks.
I love it.
We remove hate speech against Zionists when these harmful stereotypes about Jews are invoked.
In the past 12 months, ADL's filed more lawsuits
than in the prior 112 years.
The ADL has filed more lawsuits. That's the Anti-Defamation League, which is Jewish. I mean, fine, but folks, for them to say we're not doing anything or we're not afraid, we just want to be left alone. No, they're going on the offensive. Okay, you guys need to understand. They believe that they own the entire Middle East and they're going to take it, and they can't do it without the United States. Okay, I've used this analogy with my video with Enoch, and I'll use it again here. Israel is like the little brother on the block. Okay, I had a kid that I grew up with in my neighborhood that was just like this. He'd do stuff. He'd push you. He'd poke you. He'd prod you. He'd throw rocks at you when Big Brother wasn't looking. He had an older brother. We all played in the neighborhood, and he would do all kinds of nefarious things. And then when you go to attack him back, he'd scream out for Big Brother, and then Big Brother would come running out and defend him. The problem is Big Brother didn't see what Little Brother did. And even in certain times when Big Brother did see what Little Brother did, it didn't matter. He still had to stick up for Little Brother. Okay? Even though Little Brother was throwing rocks at your car or pushing your bike over, okay, then you go to retaliate, Little Brother cries out to Big Brother. That is Israel, folks. That is the state of Israel. And the United States is Big Brother. Okay? Come to our rescue. We're just innocent. We haven't done anything. It's not true, folks. It's not true. And again, this isn't a liberal thing. I am no liberal. You guys know that, okay? This is truth. I'm telling you. They suppress this stuff on a reason. And when you talk about it, they're going to call you an anti-Semite, an anti-Zionist, and you need to be shut up and you need to be stopped, or even worse, okay? This is what you guys need to wake up to.
I received concerning news that I was being sued for $5 million.
Vicious, communist, racist, Jew-hating, Israel-bashing monster.
Defendant frequently posts anti-Israel rhetoric accusing Israel of controlling the United States and its politicians.
We at the ZOA will fight these dangerous and monstrous lies with all of our hearts and souls. No appeasement, no conciliation, only a war against this racist hatred of the Jewish people.
When there is a war, it doesn't matter who your enemy is. You need to destroy their offspring to prevent them from creating more offspring.
What you try to do is...
Did you hear that, folks? But they just want to be left alone. We should support them no matter what.
Victim, but in fact, your countries are the victim. So you dehumanize a group of people in human society, and you prepare them for the kill, for the butchery.
A government can do in 2 months more than any organization can do in its lifetime.
The J7 is comprised of the 7 largest diaspora communities. We meet every other week via Zoom to share information, to share best practices.
And we're running everything all the time, from focus groups to attitudinal surveys to randomized controlled trials to identify what interventions work most effectively.
Finally, we have meetings that are some off the record, some on the record with world leaders, in which we share our community's concerns and call for action.
The entire education system in this country, from K through 12 and colleges, must be reformed.
But it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it.
The way we solve anti-Semitism is pretty goddamn simple.
It's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it. Out of their mouths, folks. But nothing to see here. Everything's fine. I'm just an anti-Semite.
take control over what they are saying.
Send their ass to jail. It's not complicated.
And quickly before it's too late.
We're monitoring political Islamists and Christian nationalists, all of them. And then we train. We're the largest trainer of law enforcement in America, extremism and hate. We train 20,000 officers every year.
Scary.
Try that again.
Here's because of those comments made online about the Jewish community.
We deeply value our partnership with law enforcement. We've been working with them literally since the FBI was founded in the 1930s.
Oh, did you hear that, folks? Remember how people say Jews aren't behind everything? These guys are admitting it. They're behind everything. They've been doing this for a while. They've been infiltrating for a while, even into our law enforcement. It's right there. It's not made up. This is how deep this goes.
Okay, so is that your account? That guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians, that can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about. I would think to refrain from posting things like that.
We are going to have a whole division within the office of the Special Envoy to combat anti-Semitism that is going to work on technology.
We must take all of our technological expertise and all of our available resources to develop methods to launch and win a significant counter-information campaign.
The products of our technical capacities and sometimes technical and intelligence genius, and we're happy to do it.
The office is going to be revamped entirely to be one of the highest profile offices in the State Department.
Because it's not working. Too many young people have never heard of the Holocaust.
The only solution right now is for the governments to decide that all the Jews are a protected minority. That means that the government will be obliged to provide the security.
Upgrades to. By the way, I just want to jump in there when he talks about the Holocaust, folks. Again, you do the history, you do the deep dive, the research. It was their own people. It was Jews, okay, Sabbatean Jews, Kabbalah Jews that sold their countrymen over to Nazi Germany. That put Nazi Germany, basically left the country desolate and starving. I mean, it was all planned. I'm not saying what Hitler did was right. Don't get me wrong. He went too far for sure. Okay. He went from nationalism to let's start exterminating these people. And there was plenty of innocent people. Okay. But it was their own people. The Rothschilds, the Soros, George Soros, he was admittedly sold his own people over to the Nazis. I mean, again, they keep pointing to the Holocaust and using that as a battering ram for everybody. Look at what happened to us. Look at what happened to us. Okay, great. But what does that have to do with all the dirty deeds that you guys are doing that have nothing to do with that?
Internet shouldn't have to be paying for it. We have to pay for our own armed guards? Are you serious?
To fund the institutions, culture, and that everybody in Europe will learn about the Jewish contribution and why they should cherish Jewish presence.
All your synagogues, all your shuls, all paid for. Everything that you need is paid for. I, for one, as a Jewish leader, will no longer talk about anti-Semitism in isolation from Israel. It's what we want immediately. If you ask any Jew, what do you want? What do you want? No more protests. No more protests.
I'm not an anti-Semite. I just don't like the government of Bibi Netanyahu. No, you're a Jew hater.
Would a group be banned?
There it is. Sebastian Gorka. And I used to listen to that guy. I thought, he's a conservative. I've heard his radio show before. Okay, first of all, it's not fair to say that. I'm not a Jew hater. I'm not an anti-Semite. I am a truth seeker. And there's lots of Jewish people that are being held captive in their own country. I've seen the videos. They're told to shut up, keep their mouths shut, or they risk falling under this cabal. Okay? The cabal is running Jerusalem. The cabal is running the state of Israel. That not these Jews, not the Orthodox, or the Messianic Jews. Okay? You shut your mouth and toe the line, or you'll get taken out. Okay? They're trying to do the same thing in this country to the Christians. So That was Sebastian Gorka, who's a conservative commentator, pundit. I think he served under Bush, or maybe it was Reagan. These people are in our government too, folks. I mean, to say that, what happened to free speech? Again, you don't have to like it. It's like when Charlie Kirk got murdered. There was a bunch of nasty stuff out there that just I couldn't handle it. Unfortunately, they had the right to say it. Yeah, wow. I'm a Jew hater and an anti-Semite because I disagree with the state of Israel. There's this statement. See, that's how they paint you in the corner. And I know there's some of you right now that are going to go, nope, nope, blah, blah, blah. We got to support Israel no matter what. No matter what I show you, no matter how much scripture, no matter how many videos, you are Kool-Aid drunk, brainwashed that. Nope. It's that incredulity fallacy where it just goes so much against what you were taught, you just can't believe it. You refuse to. But to paint somebody that because you don't agree with the state of Israel as an anti-Semite and a Jew hater like that, it's intellectually lazy. And I'm sorry, he just discredited himself moving forward with anything.
Of genocide or apartheid.
If those criteria are satisfied, then that is the case.
Any candidate running for a seat in this building, whether for Congress or Senate, we will target them as they target us.
Target them.
Accordingly, we will start a fund to help their opponents.
Beginning already in Q1, hedge funds get set up in Israel so we can become another capital of finance. I'll argue we will beat London within a short decade as the second capital of finance. It's going to be New York as a gateway to America, Hong Kong a gateway to China, Dubai a gateway to Southeast Asia, and Israel as a gateway to other parts of the world.
So we heard earlier about a mission, a goal to bring 1 million immigrants to Israel.
History has proven that when a country starts with allowing anti-Semitism, the results are not kind to that country.
I want to make a warning.
Let's hear that again. What did they say about bringing how many immigrants to Israel?
Immigrants to Israel.
History has
beat London within a short decade as the second capital of finance. It's going to be New York as a gateway to America, Hong Kong a gateway to China, Dubai a gateway to Southeast Asia, and Israel as a gateway to other parts of the world.
So we heard earlier about a mission, a goal to bring 1 million immigrants to Israel.
Okay. Folks, this just goes back to my point that Israel's a melting pot. They know it. So who is it we're supposed to be saving? Who is it we're supposed to be blindly protecting? These aren't Jews. You know how many people are in there that aren't Jews? You've got Jews by conversion. You've got Italian Jews. You've got Polish Jews. You've got Netanyahu isn't even a Jew, guys. Look it up. He's not a Jew. He's Polish. He had to change his last name. Netanyahu. So it's Jewish. Okay. Look this up, folks. Don't shut your brain off at Calvary Chapel or the doorstep of the Assembly of God Church and the Schofield Bibles, okay? So I'm trying to get people to think. Israel is a melting pot. And the true bloodline, could there be some in there? Absolutely. Okay, but that's not who's running the country. That's my broader point.
History has proven that when a country starts with allowing anti-Semitism, the results are not kind to that country.
I want to make a warning to somebody else, and that's American Gentiles. The minute your country is taken over by anti-Semitism, the minute you start to be a country that's not blessing Israel but cursing Israel,
there it is.
You have begun the process of shrinking and away from your empire.
There's the lie.
And you can decide. You can stay here in New York in a declining empire, or you can come to Israel, which is part of the rising middle of the world, which is moving south and east. That's what I encourage you to do.
Our faith in the American project itself.
Folks, are you listening to this? Don't tell me they just want to sit there and be left alone. Don't tell me that they don't want to expand throughout the whole. They think that it's their birthright to basically rule the world, especially the Middle East. And that's the satanic Kabbalah twist of it. Satan doesn't do anything new. He just takes what God makes and creates and decrees, and he twists it.
The only serious answer to this challenge is to believe again that being Jewish is the most important thing in the world.
When we're kicked out of America and America, the whole thing is done, the whole American Jewish project is done, we're gonna be fine.
For decades, American society...
The whole American Jewish project. Again, hiding in plain sight, folks.
...allowed Jews to live normal lives. This was a pleasant holiday from our destiny. The holiday is over.
The Western culture that stands against the Jews is going down. The West will survive only if it decides to love itself and if it decides to love us, the Jewish people.
The Jewish...
Okay, folks, right there. Right there. They hate Christianity. They get along with us because they need us. Period. For you Christians who still believe that we support Israel no matter what, you're not getting it. Okay? You're actually getting in the way of God's chastening. You know who's going to overrun Jerusalem? You know why they're surrounded by their enemies? God said you will be surrounded by your enemies. It's not because of their virtue. It's because of their disobedience. And America is getting in the way of God's correction, curse, and disobedience, punishing of Israel through using these other countries. We're actually getting in the way of that by continuing to come to their rescue. But that's part of the satanic lie. We have to support Israel because they're God's chosen people. Watch my video with Enoch. If that doesn't change your mind, then I'm just not sure what else I can do for you.
And now that Israel has turned the entire geopolitical situation on its head, our job in the diaspora is to leverage those wins and win here. Do to our enemies here what Israel did to its enemies there.
And to the world, I say this: history will not remember those who merely denounced hatred in polite language. History will remember those who acted.
This is a small bunch of wannabe Nazis. That's what they are.
Anti-Semitism is pure evil.
If we have to hunt you down the way they hunted down Nazis for decades, we will find your identities. We will find you. We will achieve justice.
I think we're at the cusp of a new age, because I think that we will achieve the expansion of peace. I think that we are at a new age because I think that the possibilities of technology, with their risks, especially in AI, but with their positive benefits, are enormous in every field. I mean, from agriculture to health to transportation and I think that we are together. We can lead this and become not a secondary power, but a primary power.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. All
right, folks. Well, these four guys do some analysis about that, and you guys can watch that on your own. I'll put the link. I also want you to check out, there's a guy named Rich Tidwell. I'm going to post that video, and he's a pastor that breaks down Canaanites, the Canaans from Cain, and where we get the word anti-Semite, all of this stuff, who exactly the bloodlines are, where the split is. There's this guy here. His name's, I don't know if you can see that, but I should just post it up here, but I'm kind of being lazy with all the editing right now. Okay, guys, again, it says an anti-Semitism. This is pro-truth. This is an anti-Chinese. This is an anti, Ukrainian because I disagreed with the Ukrainian war. Okay, there's good Ukrainian people. So stop with the anti-Semite word. It's lost its meaning. Okay, watch the video with me and Enoch. Start diving into these scriptures. Start praying and studying and listening, because folks, we're being lied to on an epic scale, and that's what I'm trying to get out there. Okay. Pray for the Jewish people. Pray for those who disagree with what their government's doing, just like we disagreed with what our government does sometimes. Pray for those people who are actually captives of their government. And believe me, there's a lot of good Jewish people. So guys, thanks again for watching. And if you wouldn't mind, please don't comment unless you watch the whole video. I just ask a courtesy of that. Okay. Watch the whole video before you comment. And then, if you have something you disagree with specifically, you can say so. I appreciate it. So thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to share this, and we'll see you on the next one.